But yeah, I can like being around people so much, kind of like I could tell you what someone's gonna order before they even fucking sit down.
Do you think that's a bartender thing?
I don't know.
Or do you think that's like a mixture of both?
Maybe I think a mixture of both, because I've been in bars and restaurants for, like 12 years at this point.
Yeah.
And you kind of get a feel for people. Like a lot of people are all the same. There's like types of people, and then there's people that fit that certain thing, and you can kind of figure out who's.
Yeah, like generally
you can figure out what a person's about, or just by even what they order,
So it's probably, if I had to guess, now that I'm like processing it in my head, you probably wouldn't be a good, or not you, but in general, a person that doesn't know how to read people, or relate to people, or understand people, probably wouldn't be a good bartender anyways, right?
True, yeah, because you got to be talkative. Some people, you're like their unofficial therapist sometimes. People come sit at the bar and just tell you.
Is that how you feel?
Yeah, they'll tell you all their problems, especially when I was at like Outback.
And you'll listen to all of them, huh?
Like, you gotta
get you some tips, man.
You gotta pretend, even if you're not interested, you gotta pretend you are.
What happened at Outback?
No, we would just get like, business guys or people coming from in and out of town and go sit at the bar, and they would just tell you all their shit, whatever their problems are.
It's amazing. It's a social lubricant is alcohol. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's amazing what people, you ever watch those shows where like the criminals get busted? Yeah. It's always like, I had a little bit to drink. I told the wrong person. Yeah. I'm a convicted felon. It's always the amount of info you can get out of someone if you've been drinking a little bit is crazy. So I bet you see that all the time as being a bartender.
Yeah, for sure. It was funny one time. You remember there was like a really bad hailstorm here, like
in a row. There's a few actually.
Yeah, like 2013, 14.
I was working at the car dealership, so we're making bank, by the way.
Yeah.
People just coming in trading in their hail damaged cars with their insurance check.
I just got my car in 2013, the end of 2013, and then like that following spring or whatever, there was like bad hailstorm. Mm-hmm. So
at the beginning of your car,
I tore it up.
What kind of car was it?
Kia Optima, the one I still have right now.
Oh, okay.
And I was, so we had at the time my wife and I lived in like a duplex. And her car was like under the carport, and mine was behind it. And then it just started coming down, and I couldn't do anything. Like I just watched my car get tore apart. But anyways, they had all those hail damaged people pop up all over town, Yep. And so there was a few of them at the store, at the bar at Outback. And one guy's telling me all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And he's kind of like selling himself, and he's real like excited and like, oh, come see me. We could do this, yada, yada. And then he leaves. And then the guy behind him, like across from him, who was like off my radar, I just, he wasn't as very talkative. He was kind of to himself, just drinking his drink and having his dinner. And he's like, yeah, that guy's full of shit. I was like, wait, what? And then
are in the same industry, these two guys?
Yeah. And then he explained
This is like a funny skit, dude.
It was crazy. He's like, yeah, that guy's full of shit. I was like, what? So then he starts explaining how it really works to me. And this dude was super cool. I ended up going with his company, and then he was in town for a while because they were doing that stuff for a while. And then, they fixed my car through my insurance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then he started going I was working at Whiskey Dick's at the time too. And he started going to the bar and bringing all his guys there, and they would just tip me so much money. It was ridiculous.
It's crazy. I talked about this a little bit with Robbie when he was on last week about like the relationships you make. Like you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know. So you kind of have to always like do your best to be in the moment and make a real friend, right? And a guy like you, that's super easy because we just talked about that. Yeah. Like you, as someone who's, I'm going to guess, I don't know you, but I know me, and it turns out we're very similar. As someone who wasn't heard for a lot of their lives, it's really important that you understand and hear the people you meet, even if they don't deserve it, because we didn't really earn it or deserve it when we were children. But we definitely didn't earn it because we're kids. We should have that. Yeah. But we definitely deserved it, right? And so I take that same approach when I meet people, because like in your situation, you don't know. Like that guy, now you made money off of friendship. You did it the right way. Yeah. They bring you business. It works out. You got your hail stuff fixed. Yeah. And so I'm sure when you went to work that day, you were not planning on that happening.
No, not at all. So I had no idea where to start to get my hail fixed, the hail damage.
That's a good place to start. You meet a bunch of different types of people. I bet you would be like a really good investigator or something, because you've kind of witnessed diverse, right? Especially being next to the campus right there, you get all kinds of different cultures going in there.
I've witnessed adultery. I've witnessed
adultery. Give me.
You enjoy puppies and you enjoy homes. There's puppies without homes. If you subscribe to this channel, that could help a puppy find a home. I bet, probably. I wouldn't risk it.